All right, and we are live, the much anticipated company. I'm Bezo, Brian. We got Sosa down here, we got Rich down here, we got Izzo down here, and we are about to get into the movie of the year.
Maybe?
Deadpool 3 coming out.
I mean, I would say it is the most expensive movie of all time.
Nigga. Yeah.
What do you mean?
No, it is definitely the most expensive movie of all time.
Oh, they gotta be. Oh, they came out of pockets for that one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, greatest movie. I say it's a contender. It's definitely a contender.
Those credits are like a Walmart grocery receipt, B. That shit was long.
No. It was a CVS receipt.
CVS. All that paper for no reason. You stupid.
That shit was, man.
All right, so we've all seen it.
Yeah,
Jonathan, fucking right.
I just finished seeing it at 7 o'clock tonight. I'm like,
so your wounds are fresh open.
Yeah, it's fresh.
So let's matter of fact, since your wounds are the freshest, let's go ahead and start with you. What are
let everybody know spoilers.
Oh yeah, yeah. We are going to talk about things that happen in this movie. So if you have not seen the movie yet, do not watch this podcast until you've seen the movie. So we're going to let's give them a couple seconds to collect themselves and get out. All right, let's go.
Get the fuck out of here.
Tell them what we were doing this past week to lead up to this, the work we were doing behind the scenes first, so they can get the hell out.
The what?
I don't
know. Oh, yes. We
just talked about it. Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. Oh, my bad.
Because I didn't do shit, so I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh no. We
all right. So we've expanded the podcast. We were on. I think we started on the YouTube with the live.
Yep,
we moved from YouTube and went to SoundCloud.
Yep.
SoundCloud was working out good, so now we've expanded and moved to iTunes and Google Play Music. So you can pretty much find us everywhere. We everywhere.
And that logo looks good. Like
we even got a new logo, guys. We switching it up.
Oh yeah, we put the logo down. It's popping right now. It's popping right now. So with that being said, Jonathan, like I said, you're fresh out of here. And you know what's bothering me? Real quick.
What's up?
Whenever you post something on Facebook and you put a name of a movie in it, you get all these links.
Oh
to bootleg movies.
Yeah, they go quick.
Shit. I got 6 of them already. Anyway, Izzo, go ahead. Your impression of the movie, man.
I'll start from not say beginning. I'm not even gonna be very long. The beginning stages I thought was epic. I was like, oh shit, it got me grabbed, it got me in.
Yeah.
But then the jokes started coming, and I'm like, yo, this is too jokey for me.
Okay,
but then there's more action. I got it. And then in the mix of the action, here come more jokes. And I'm like, y'all really like spoiling the mood. It's like when a woman is just like, you're not doing something, you spoil the mood. Got it. Let's stop doing that. That's how I felt for moments.
Okay.
But the very end of the movie, I didn't get like emotionally into it like everybody else in the theater was. Just because I knew something was coming, but I didn't know it would be that expansive of something that was coming.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
For me, in my mind, I was thinking Tony was going to be gone because, hell, Robert Downey Jr. is like, he's the elder statesman. I thought they'd just move on to something else to where that girl would take over. But I ain't expect that shit. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So what'd you think?
So I enjoyed the comedy. I enjoyed the humor because like about a month ago, I was like, I can't wait to hear the dialogue between Strange and Stark.
Right.
Star-Lord and Stark or Raccoon.
See, I did like
Raccoon and Stark.
I did like their back and forth. That was pretty good.
Actually, I mean, to me, and then just the comp, but what I didn't like, and it's nobody's fault, is nitpicking. There's so many characters.
Yeah.
Civil War had a lot of characters, and you couldn't get a lot of it. Now I think we probably doubled the characters,
Mm-hmm.
so you can't get everybody a big piece. So
It's like
somebody had to do something. Right, exactly.
Like listening to Triumph.
And here comes you guy with 4 bars.
Right.
So, you know.
No disrespect, you guy.
Oh no, love you guy. He's a 4-bar killer. But whatever. It's just I loved it. I wasn't expecting the end to be like a divorce where he gets half your shit, but what the fuck, man?
He took half your heart, man. He took half your heart. He was like, fuck this.
I was like, yo, what the fuck? He didn't leave us with shit. He ain't even took Sam Jackson, Nick Fury. Bye.
I thought Nick been dead 4 movies ago. Did I miss something?
You just haven't seen. You haven't seen him since Winter Soldier.
Did he not get killed? Did he not get killed in oh wait, they had him on the gurney.
I was just wondering why he had a pager.
Hey, well, you know, he's using old technology for a reason.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
But,
okay, y'all gotta break that down. Okay.
If you didn't know, I don't know if we're gonna talk about this now, but I mean, it's signaling Captain Marvel.
Yeah, we caught that.
Oh yeah, I caught that.
Okay,
somebody screamed it out. That's why I caught it. But I already heard that piece.
Yeah. But I love the humor. I love the. I mean, it was a good movie. Like anything else, you're just nitpicking.
Right.
So,
somebody talking about your headphones, man.
Rich.
All right. So, I thought this is really, really, really good. I would say I enjoyed most of the humor. There were some moments where it's kind of like, okay, but I did enjoy most of it. I would have to say that this movie might as well just be called Thanos and Company, because this is Thanos' movie through and through. Like, it's not the event. Like, you could almost say that Thanos is the good guy and the Avengers are trying to mess things up for him, because he's the hero of this story. If you think about it, like
he's not the antagonist.
Yeah, he's not the antagonist. He's actually, because it's like you got these like he's going to be the savior of the universe, and he wants to show everybody like, hey, you know what? I'm trying to make things right. Y'all are getting in my way. So
that's what Hitler said.
Yeah, by any means necessary, I'm gonna do this thing. But even the way they portrayed, like they did stuff throughout the movie, it's like, I thought Thanos was going to be movie for maybe 15 minutes. Thanos is in the movie probably more than any. He's in the movie more than probably any of the other Avengers. Period. I think this is the first Marvel movie that actually felt like a comic book movie. Like to the point of where like Iron Man's suit honestly is magic at this point.
I love that nanotech.
Yeah,
it was awesome, but it's like, this is magic. Like, this is literally, y'all have gone one step too far. But in a good way.
They didn't introduce it prior to.
Yeah, right? I mean, I could see like the leap between Black Panther and this movie, but I was like, okay, you know. I'd have to say, I mean, I would not say this is the best Marvel movie has ever done. What I will say is that this is a technical exercise of what happens when you actually craft a story and get it to a point, and then showing that, hey, we can do this. So
10 years.
Yeah, for 10 years. I mean, Marvel's got 18 movies under their belt. And they finally pulled this off. So congrats to them. I mean, anyone who actually like has any real negative criticism, like, is like, this movie sucks.
My dick.
Yeah, it's like, nah, you're just nitpicking. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. Arlene, you know, wife, she enjoyed it, and it was all great, man.
All right, well, I'll go. Hey, and if anybody out there wanted to say anything or give their opinion on anything we're saying, go to the YouTube link. There's a chat box on the side, so you can type whatever you want to say to us over there, and we're looking at it, so we're keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, and I'll answer back.
Now, the movie for me was very, very well done. It was extremely well done. There was a complete balance of everybody in the movie, and I'll piggyback on what Rich said. As far as superhero movies go, when they have a villain, this is the best superhero movie with a villain that I've seen, because they actually formed a villain. There wasn't just this one side paper flat villain that you saw. You felt for Thanos.
I object.
What?
I don't felt. I didn't
felt for this guy.
For this. No, I didn't.
Dude, when he had to
put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
When he had to push your girl over that cliff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, felt for this man.
If we, all right, you can finish your stuff, but there, I think that's one of the moments where I had an issue with, not how it was executed.
I'm together though.
Yeah, but go ahead, Brian. Like, I want Brian to go ahead.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah, it was. I think because of how they developed Thanos in this movie, and then we already knew everything we needed to know about the Avengers.
Right.
So they really didn't spend too much time giving a background or giving this fully rounded version of who they were. We already know that.
Right.
Okay.
So it's good that they did this with Thanos. And to be honest with you, if they made a Thanos movie, I'd watch it. I'm a cat.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You're excited, ain't you?
But anyway, I really enjoyed the movie. The thing that bothered me is leading up to the movie, you hear things and you accidentally read things. So there were parts that I was waiting for. And I'm pleased that these parts didn't happen. It was like, oh, Captain gonna die and so gonna die. Now, technically, these people did, die, but we know there's more to this story.
Right.
You know, when he stabbed Tony,
yeah, man.
I was like, that's what he
that's exactly what I thought too. I was like, I didn't expect
there we go. Contract
strange to do what he did, to be honest with you. I didn't expect that.
No, I thought he was giving him a fake jewel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Like that's. I think that's going to be the way that all this plays out is going to be interesting to see what they do with it, because Marvel has built this set of characters up so well, and then the only thing that I would say is the issue with the way that the movie ended is the fact that everybody who was gone is in a planned sequel. So it's like, they're coming back.
Yeah, right. That's why I didn't know why everybody was sad when I went to the theater.
If they did it so well, if you look at the next 5 or 6 movies coming out, none of these are their movies.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, yes, I agree. It's kind of like I see. It's like
I see what you're saying.
Because you're in the moment, Rich.
Yeah,
you're in the moment. So you're not thinking. You're like, what the fuck, dude?
Right.
Yeah, the next 5 movies are like,
because Black Panther isn't among them. He's like, you saw him go. I ain't gonna front. I was like, man, what the fuck?
Once I saw him go, I was like, all right, he coming back. Because
you already know he coming back.
Yeah, there's no way. Disney is not going to allow $1 billion franchise to go down the toilet. That is not happening.
Not all those toys.
No. Hey, listen, we all knew he was coming back. We know that, but that shit still hurt.
Oh yeah.
I felt uneasy. They did a wonderful camera trick too, because it's like, Okoye, today is not the day to die, and then he just fades away. Like, whoa.
Wait a minute. Why are you doing this?
Now the ones who are coming back, the ones who aren't coming back, I think are the ones who, like Gamora. She ain't coming back. I think she's done.
I think
Zoe didn't give me my
if he killed,
she's dead.
If he killed you prior to snapping fingers, I think
you're gone. Yeah, Loki.
I mean, listen. Think about it. I'm gonna do a hypothetical. Okay, let's say Bam Bam they get everything back. They get that time jewel or whatever it's called back, and they start rewinding time. They're going to rewind it just until the last person in that battle is back.
Right.
Gamora was way before that.
But she's
before she was a set off. She was a setup to getting that stone.
All right, but I think what's going to happen is that she is actually trapped in the Soul Stone. So whenever they I guess put it back.
Oh yeah,
come back
because she was the reason the Soul Stone was
right
created but released.
And she'll come back as a moth.
A what?
I guess.
A moth to a flame burnt by fire. Okay.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
I don't know either.
I mean,
I don't know.
So I guess one of the things that I think we already talked about like everything everybody liked because there's so much to like in this.
Oh,
movie.
I didn't say how it made me feel though. I didn't say how it made me feel. Real quick.
Go ahead.
I felt empty.
Oh,
I felt empty. I felt like this movie. I felt like emotionally, this movie gathered everything up that I was anticipating. It scooped it out. I thought it was going to rearrange and put it back, but right when I thought I was going to put all my emotions back, it fucking went off.
You complete me.
And I was like, "What? I'm empty. What do I do?" I had to come home and watch cartoons.
Wait, the Vision is in Solo? No wonder he gone.
Huh?
Man, you know what? See,
He's going to be in Solo.
We knew he was going to die, though. You had to know he was going to die.
Yeah, because he has a thing on his head.
Wait a minute. You said that we're doing the Solo movie?
No. The Vision. He's playing in the
with
Solo
Mario
movie.
Van Peebles?
No, man. Come on.
Oh.
No, I would say
what?
Here's the I think the movie did a wonderful job of like completely subverting your expectations. Because when I'm not gonna lie, when Thor threw the axe,
shit.
Bruh, when that moment happened, I was in my seat and I was like, yes.
I forgot about Thor, even though he popped up like 5-10 minutes before that. I forgot about him already.
And then it's like he's like, I told you were going to die. Then he's like, you should have went for the head. And then I was like, oh no.
Oh man. Yeah.
Shit.
There was a little girl beside me, and there was a little girl beside me, and I said, "What the fuck?" Right when he did that, and I felt so bad about it.
That's funny.
Oh wow.
The bad guy won, and you never see that, and he really won. Like he didn't take some diamonds and build a laser and blow the moon up. This motherfucker made half of the people on the planet disappear
in the universe.
Gone. Done. He won. And he did exactly what he said. He foreshadowed that. When he said, I'm going to sit down and watch the sunset, I was like, yo, he's going to do this. This is what he's going to do.
And this dickhead is sitting down watching the sunset.
Watching the sunset on his planet.
Motherfucker with a cup of Henny.
Hey, what's even awesome about that whole thing is that is actually straight out from the comic book.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that like I think there's a point in the Infinity Gauntlet story where he actually just goes to a planet and he just becomes a farmer, and that's it.
Right. The baddest motherfucker in the Marvel universe becomes a fucking farmer.
Because after you complete your
task, Aggies.
Listen, but that's I think with anybody.
What?
After you complete a task, what else is there to do?
Right.
You've done what you set to do. There's nothing else to what?
That's so silly.
There's nothing else to conquer. There's nothing else.
I get it, but
you live your life, and that's what he did.
I
like Thanos.
I killed half the people. He killed half of everybody, not just Earth, everything.
Everybody.
I like that.
And now I'm gonna go pick some tomatoes.
Thanos was like.
Dude, man. And the way he beat the fuck out of Hulk is just.
Oh, that was.
I mean, if you know comic books, Titans are fucking.
Yeah,
I don't want to say godlike, but whatever.
Godlike.
And the way he fucked Hulk up, I mean, shit.
He said when they said
his balls,
they said literally, hey, because I forgot what the big dude's name in the Black Order is, but he was like, no, Ebony Maw was like, wait. Let him have his fun. I'm like, have his fun. He's getting, and then he just goes into like he goes into straight up Balrog mode, and it's like, what?
That's motherfucker sad. Boom.
He made.
I'm telling you,
he psychologically made Hulk have erectile dysfunction in the sense he just would not come out. No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I ain't getting beat up no more. I don't want it.
He has performance anxiety right now, and he he's done.
Terrible.
He's done. They're gonna have to take.
Buster,
how do you give Hulk therapy? Like what the fuck? He is the problem. How do you give therapy to the problem?
Well, I think that's good. I think that's going to be the way that how Bruce Banner then becomes the primary personality So it'll be just that Bruce gets to use the Hulk whenever he sees necessary, and it's not the Hulk as a separate person. Well, I think that's what it's going to wind up being.
Mind you, prior to this, Hulk was in the control.
Right, exactly.
What, 2 years?
2 years, yeah.
So, yeah.
So I think this was going to happen.
And you think Hulk was in control for 2 years on that planet, being a warrior, defeating everybody.
Right. So I think what's going to happen is...
Think about it. He doesn't have any skills. He just brute force. And Thanos got brute force and skills. So he's walking around limp dick right now.
To be honest with you, I think Thanos about to dethrone Bane as my favorite supervillain.
That's what I was just like. How you forgot about Bane? That was my interjection.
Yeah. He's about to be the throne.
Because this might have been the last nail in DC's coffin.
Right. No, last nail. Like they literally handed DC all the letters except for L.
Well, my thing is stupid. My thing is DC has something they could have followed with Dark Knight, but now they're stuck chasing Marvel. They're chasing Marvel and they gotta chill. If they go out, you can have people go see both.
The Wonder Woman movie they're coming out with is going to take place in the 80s. Why are they doing this?
And what do we do?
They unexpectedly made a lot of money with that last one, so they're just trying to do anything now. He's got money to blow.
DC might as well just call it a day.
So what did we not like? What did we not like about it? Did we already talk about this?
No. Because
we know what Izzo didn't like. I know what Jonathan didn't like.
Okay, go ahead.
Anybody can go.
All right. Well, so for me, the only thing that there were two things, and they're both Thanos related. One of which is that I never, because I've seen all the Marvel movies up to this point, I never really felt like Thanos really loved Gamora, like showing it. Like in that moment he did, but like throughout the course of all the other movies, it's like Gamora is like basically hates this dude, and then like in this movie, Thanos like weeps that single tear. I mean, I get what he was saying, but it was like.
But think about it, Rich. How long in the movies that they've had with Thanos and Gamora? How long of a confrontation have they had? We've never seen them in the same scene for more than 2 or 3 minutes.
Exactly.
Well, so this is the longest. Yeah, this is like he's trying to reclaim his daughter in this part.
Yeah, he is.
Well,
I mean, but
Nebula says she's the favorite.
Yeah, she says that, but
how the fuck you never see it, right?
But you never see it. Like you never see. Okay, so even let's get to the moment when he's like on the planet liberating those people. And it's like, he's all nice and gives her the knife that's perfectly balanced, but it's like that's the only moment you really see. Like to me, it looks like Thanos is more like coercing her as a pet than saying like, hey, this is like the love of my life. That was the first thing. And the second thing is that and this is where it gets into, I know we're gonna talk about this subject, but it's like Thanos, his call to action, I never actually see it. Where so the other great Marvel villain, like if anyone even puts Loki into like the top Marvel villain, like you're lying to yourself now, because
don't do that.
He's like the anti-hero anyway. So
right. So with Thanos, I never got like the moment, like Killmonger had the moment where you actually get to see what actually made him, elicit his call to action, where he's like, you know what? I need to do this because for the will of my people, I need to make this right. I don't see that with Thanos. It's just that you get the one moment when he's on Titan and he changes reality around him and he's like, this is how the planet used to look. And then we went to war. And that was kind of about it. I mean, the story does a really good job explaining to you, and you feel it, but it doesn't ever show you. And I meit's not like, again, it's not a negative in the sense of like, this movie sucks because of that. But it's just like, it's just, it's like, those are the only two things that I was like, I really didn't care for that kind of drove the story.
All right. Sosa?
I agree with that. And that's why I can't feel for Thanos. I feel for Killmonger. I empathize with him. I can't fuck with Thanos. dude, you're just Hitler. Just the fuck up. You know, you just
no.
That's all.
No. Killmonger had listen. Well, let me just real quick. Killmonger had more of a Hitler mentality than Thanos. Thanos said he was going to pick half of the galaxy, no matter race, social standings, or how much money you had. He said it was just going to be split down the middle. Killmonger wanted black folk to win, and that's it.
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
I agree with you.
I'll give you that.
I'm with you on that.
You just fucking. You motherfucker. Okay.
I mean, let's just be honest. Like you, but you know, the thing is, you can empathize with Killmonger. It's like Thanos, you just hate.
No, you can't.
Killmonger because we black and we ethnic.
And the way that he treated Nebula when he had her stuck on the whatever, that's your supposed daughter.
Right.
Well,
you torturing her.
But we knew how cruel he was. To Nebula when she said every time she lost the fight, he took a piece of her.
Right.
Yeah.
So we knew he didn't give a shit about Nebula.
Hey, you know what I thought is like, you know, he had one daughter that he loved and one he hated, so he's perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense why he would love her because he's a conqueror, and his daughter that he loved the most was a conqueror because she never lost.
Killer. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Sosa. Go ahead.
And everything else is just nitpicking. In the comics, if you Google the Iron Spider outfit, suit that Peter Parker wears, it's red and gold. That shit looks sharp. That shit dope. This one is, it's all right. But I did get excited when I saw the Waldos pop out.
Yeah.
The extra legs.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, I jumped up and got, excited when I saw that. Other than that, I mean, anything else would probably be nitpicking. Again, it was like 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, it's long as shit.
So you can't really of course you want to see Shuri or you want to see some more. I wanted to see more Rocket. You can only fit so much in.
Yeah.
And like Izzo said, you forgot that Thor was out there until
a lot of moments I forgot Thor was there.
And then you got to think about it. They were covering. All right, so they were covering where the Guardians were. They were covering New York for a while.
Yeah.
They were covering Wakanda. So they kept bouncing, and wherever Vision and them were they France?
Germany, maybe.
So they kept bouncing to different stories. So I think they did a good job on balancing everything out, bringing everybody together at the end. Yeah. Jonathan?
But yeah.
What's that?
What did you not like besides the humor? Since you have no sense of humor, you crotchety old son of a.
Other than that, I mean, I liked pretty much the majority of the movie. That was really the one thing I disliked. I liked how everything tied into one another. A lot of things I don't catch like Sosa and Rich do just because I'm not as up to speed on like that Marvel universe. X-Men I am, but that's a whole nother story. So
that motherfucker need to step up.
Yeah. So a lot of it introduced me to a lot of stuff. That's what I was interested about, to where I'll start watching the Marvel movies on a regular again. Because I did not see a lot of the Thors in theaters. I did not see the Last Guardians at all. So it's almost like catching me back up.
That shit was good.
That was actually.
Is it on Netflix?
Yes, it actually is.
I think
The Last Guardians?
Yeah, the last one.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. And I mean, I like Star-Lord in the movie.
Oh,
Yeah, so actually he stood out to me. I didn't expect him out of all people to stand out to me. I know that sounds
they do a great job. The writers,
man.
They do.
You know what? Here's the reason why. Because James Gunn apparently wrote all the dialogue for the Guardians characters.
Wow.
The director for the movie. Yeah. So I mean,
like he stuck out to me.
So it's like the movie naturally. I think they had the directors for the other movies kind of just be there to be like, this is how this character should be portrayed, and it wasn't like.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I feel it's almost like coaching the Olympic team.
Yeah.
And you're like, let's say it's Phil Jackson and you got Jordan and Pippen there. You know they're getting the ball the most.
Right.
When they get the better, I say that back. The better plays are gonna go through them.
Right.
That makes sense.
Just I don't just the whole humor. The Squidward line killed me.
That I will say.
Then he called him Grimace. He called him Grimace.
I left no, that Squidward line, yo. I straight up
I hollered, man. And
he slid that Grimace in there. What's that?
When Groot, because he's an adolescent, moody
that
teenage
was pretty
boy.
smart. He stuck playing the game the whole time. That was pretty smart.
You know what I read? What I read was Groot, the original Groot, is actually dead.
Correct.
He's dead. He's done.
Yes, that
right. Is his child.
Mm-hmm.
That's his offspring.
That's like a sapling. Yeah.
But they're all Groot.
We know that.
Yeah, they're all Groot because of a disease, and that's all they can say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that for the?
Yeah, that's comic book shit.
Cheap checks. Get checks for
boy, Vin Diesel about to get a piece of this billion for nothing.
Vin Diesel, man. I swear he getting the easiest checks on earth.
Y'all see why I'm doing voiceovers? Because that's the kind of shit I want to do.
Vin Diesel just got free checks. Because low key, anybody could have did that. Oh my god.
Bradley Cooper, he of course he's the voice for Rocket. I mean,
oh yeah, he smokes that though.
Fuck, man.
He smokes that. Shit, but as far as what I did not like about the movie, and I know this is probably the things that I didn't like probably followed the comic book very closely, but I didn't like the weakness of some of the strongest characters. Vision is supposed to be a badass motherfucker.
Yes.
And he got his ass handed to him every scene.
I think he was disabled because Thanos was coming, and so that fucked with his whatever.
He was not focused because he was more focused on keeping that girl safe in Germany, and that's why he was getting his ass whooped there. But he was supposed to be the baddest thing because he almost killed everybody when he made his appearance.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask a stupid question. Who's the girl with the horns?
Proxima Midnight. She's one of she's just basically a bruiser. That's all she is. She's just
bunch of fucking killers.
And she was CGI, right?
Yeah,
she was all weird.
Yeah. Okay. All the Black Order CGI, man. That's what I'm saying. Like this movie, like they need an Academy Award. The only time. Oh, that's another thing.
I already said that when I told Brian. I said, "Oh yeah, when they win."
if they don't, the only time that I think the CGI was bad in the movie is at the very end. When Mark Ruffalo was sitting in the Hulkbuster and it looked like someone composited. When someone composited him from Microsoft Paint. I mean, I think that's
that did not look good. That did not
even blended. I was like, y'all didn't even try just now. Y'all didn't even try.
That was that one.
They ran out of money.
That was that 1 week. Moving the schedule up. It's like, nah, man, we're just going.
All they had to do was not eat craft services that week, man.
Now there were some. There were some parts that were in like previews that people were complaining about.
What were they complaining about?
When in the previews and advertisements leading up to the movie, everybody was running through the field like they were about to fight.
Yeah.
And Hulk was with them.
Right.
Wait, was it? Hulk was with them in that?
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Mm-hmm. That's
they probably
teaser.
Played us, man.
We
were talking about that in my job. Yeah.
They did that on purpose.
That's a dick tease right there.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, that bothered me too because I'm a Hulk fan and he wasn't in the movie. So I mean, and I understand why.
Wait till the next one, dude.
I know.
Get some Viagra and he's gonna be on it.
Yeah.
That's a plug.
All in all, I mean, I can't really complain about a lot about the movie. You were upset when everything first happened and the credits started rolling. But then when you sat there and you thought about it, like, okay, I see.
You're right.
You're going to get my $15 in 2 years.
Right.
Yo, this is the rematch. You got to think. What generates money in the rematch?
The rematch is going to be quick because the hand is broken. The goal is broken.
But all right, Tony Stark. Here's what I think honestly is going to happen.
There's some workarounds.
Yeah, Tony Stark is going to because the Marvel Cinematic Universe began with Tony Stark and it's going to end with him. And I think what's going to happen is that they're going to play somehow like Thanos is going to be on that farm and he's going to be by himself and realize that, man, you know what? I lost everything to make this work. And then Stark is going to be the one to kind of bring him to make the decision to get everything back. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's going to be that he's going to like take the Infinity Stones just randomly or something, but Stark he's got a role, because if Doctor Strange handed over the Time Stone, and that was the only possibility out of 14 million combinations that they would win, then I mean, it's got to come down to Stark.
Have a choice.
See, this movie made me ready for the next Doctor Strange. Strangely, I liked it, but I never thought about it.
Strange is dope, man.
He is. It made me like him a lot.
All right. So yeah. All right. So for me, my favorite Avenger, honestly, was Thor.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the reason why. Hear me out. Out of all the Avengers in the movie, he's the only one who had like a quest. I think he probably had the most screen time. He probably had like most. But he had like the upper limit of screen time compared to the rest of the Avengers. But he also, but he was the only other Avenger that had a quest, and the quest was actually an opposite of Thanos. Whereas like Thanos is trying to bring everything together so he can save the universe with the gauntlet. Thor is trying to get, to build that axe so he can stop Thanos from doing whatever he's planning on doing. So it's like they were doing the same thing, and then of course, he didn't win, but I think, right. And then on top of that, he's also the one who had the most. I don't want to say like it's weird because Thanos had, his whole thing was trying to save the universe and lost and having something to fight for. Thor was the exact opposite, where he literally had, he lost everybody and was like the only thing he has left is his determination to go ahead and make sure that he stops this guy from doing what he plans to do.
Yeah, that was depressing when Rocket was like, man, all the shit he lost.
I was like, geez, Thor's had a rough time.
Yeah, you got a mother, father? Killed, murdered. What about a brother? Murdered. I was like, shit. Thor is a tortured son bitch. At least he got an eye now.
Thor is the sympathetic. Yeah, that's who you would feel sorry for in the movie.
Right.
Fuck.
But my favorite Avenger in that movie, I don't know.
I can't say Captain America in this movie because he barely was there.
That is true. Like
Captain America,
he had to have been doing something else during that time. He barely pops up.
It's fair. It's fair because he was in the first movie, and he's been in every movie since.
I mean, yeah.
Give him less screen time. Yeah. I mean, shit. We know who he is. We know he's strong.
He's gonna come back and the next one. I mean,
that vibranium make him strong. But.
Oh, and there was something about the give this man a shield. They said it in the movie, but they changed it from what they showed.
Yeah. That was a different angle for that shot.
Yeah, but all in all, I dug the movie. The movie was dope. Let's see here. What I got on here? So
what about Sosa and Izzo? They didn't say who they're. Well,
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Who was my favorite?
Go ahead, Izzo. Yeah.
Who did you enjoy when they had their chance on screen?
When they had their chance on screen.
Hey. Okay. Go ahead.
Honestly, like the one time, like the comedy was cool to me was when Star-Lord was there because that's what he works on. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't, like I said before, I didn't expect him to have such a part. I didn't expect him to be so aggressive in a lot of the fights.
Yeah,
that threw me off. I'm like, yo, I'm really seeing you get killed right now. But he kept going at him, so I actually said I enjoyed him.
That's what I always liked about Guardians of the Galaxy. Mm-hmm. Even though it was a lot of jokes and a lot of humor, the heroes were still heroes, and they could still bring it when it was time to. Mm-hmm. So you kept that respect for him in that point. Go ahead, Sosa.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm still with Stark. I mean, he's still my favorite. His personality, just the cracks, the wisecracks, the single line, the one-liners. Just he's so quick with it. Mm-hmm. Hey, Magic Man, what the fuck you gonna do now? Shit like that. It's just like, and he just Thor has to be my second one though.
Hey, when he said, "You throw another moon at me, I'm about to become unhinged." Oh man.
Yeah, man.
All right, I got a question. Was Lupita in this movie?
Nope.
No.
There you go.
Hey, was Ant-Man in this movie?
Hey,
Nope.
who? No, Ant-Man was not, and they said that. They
Yeah.
It threw me off because they said Ant-Man in the beginning of the movie, so I was thinking he was gonna pop up.
No, because they're got families and they cut a deal and get the fuck away from me.
Somebody said we should have a female perspective in this podcast. So until we find one, we ain't got one. But
I like the War Machine. They got his legs back working. That was cool. God. But I don't know.
Do they really need two flying black dudes though? One of them got to go.
Well, one of them did go.
That's right. Fuck.
I mean, technically, one did go. So I mean, you know, we're
ashes.
I'm not gonna lie, man. With War Machine is like the one character I feel that Marvel. I don't know why. It's like we're how many movies deep and they still can't get them right. It's like
they can do more with them. To be honest,
I'm waiting for War Machine to have like a legit moment.
Well,
because you know what, he still got the first outfit.
Right, exactly. I mean, he ain't getting
Tony did not build this man another suit yet.
I mean, no. The suit that he's in now is not the suit from like the first movie.
Are you sure?
No,
but it's not upgraded either.
It's not the same level of tech that Stark's got. That's for sure.
Still wearing hammer shit.
I'm not gonna lie, man, because when he was standing up at the shield line and he just started having guns pop out of everywhere, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well.
I was like, all right.
It's not as streamlined, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I like that they look. I do like that Iron Man and War Machine look different now. Like they don't have the same look.
Now, here's the thing with Ant-Man. I'm gonna go back to the Ant-Man and Wasp thing. They did it was funny because they had a promo for the Ant-Man and Wasp movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all the people from Avengers, like, where was Ant-Man? Was he really tiny? Was he there? Where was he? And they were like, we were doing our own thing. So I think, or what I've heard, is Ant-Man's movie, Ant-Man and Wasp, is taking place like right when everything hits the fan. So they're off doing their movie at that point.
Huh.
So that's where their movie's going to pick up. They know what they're doing. Marvel knows what they're doing.
Yes, they do.
But see, like I said, the lineup that's coming up, none of the people that were at Infinity War, none of their movies are coming out.
Yep.
It's like Ant-Man and Wasp and what's the girl name?
Yeah.
Captain Marvel and all these other Marvel movies, but none of those are these people. And of course the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Is Captain Marvel just a stab at Wonder Woman? Is that what they're going for?
No, I think she can probably kill Wonder Woman. Captain Marvel is almost probably the most the most powerful woman ever.
Okay.
She can fuck Superman up, I believe.
I would, yeah.
Well, and who couldn't?
Batman almost did, apparently.
Her movie's probably going to be better than his anyway.
Ain't even a superhero. He's just a rich dude.
Yeah.
Good shit. Technically, Iron Man would be that too.
I know it. I thought about it as soon as I said it.
I was like, wait a minute.
But he's smarter.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm sorry, just to piggyback on what I said, the Iron Man and Thanos fight was that was awesome.
Man,
that final fight was
that was probably my favorite fight in the movie because it was the one time where you actually I felt like there was the one moment where it seemed like someone might have a chance in the whole movie. Like every other time, it just felt like Thanos was just kind of walking through them. But
yeah, you gotta blame Star-Lord. That whole movie would have been over. But
he motherfucker
pushed this man's buttons. He pushed his buttons. He knew. They knew what to do. So
still, man,
that happened. And the dope thing about the development of Thanos is the further the movie went, and the more you learned about Thanos, every time he popped up on the scene, you still had that holy shit, he's about to wreck shop
You know what? I'm gonna be honest, man. Like Thanos might actually be one of the greatest sci-fi villains of all time.
Thank you.
And, I mean,
thank you. I'm giving it to him.
Because let's be honest, man. Like, let's really think about this. Like, think about Darth Vader for a second. Darth Vader is menacing, but he's menacing in true presence, not really in action.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Thanos was like,
yeah, you can put your
faces.
You can put your hands on Darth Vader and fuck him up. You can't put your hands on Thanos.
And not only that, man. See, because you know what? Here's the other hard reality is that the only time we've ever seen ever seen Darth Vader do anything that just seemed like it was genocide was in Rogue One. Yeah, exactly. That's the only time. Other than that, it's like he's there, but
reputation.
His rep was hard, but you never saw him do anything. So I'm about to say, all right, now this leads into, I think we talked about this as a topic earlier. Do you think he's a better villain than Killmonger, though?
Who, Thanos?
I mean, you just said it.
I mean,
easily. I think it is.
I would say,
know what? For end goal, and I'm probably not going to be popular for this, but end goal, I don't even think of them as villains anymore.
But that's the idea.
I don't think Killmonger's one, but I think Thanos is.
They're just the other side of the coin. A villain to me has no purpose, no point, no reason.
Let's just kill everybody.
They're just being evil to be evil. But listen,
that's genocide. I think
Thanos is you got to think of where Thanos is coming from. You got to think where Thanos is coming from. He watched his own planet die because overpopulation, lack of food, and just nobody trying to do anything better. To him, he thinks he's trying to do better for everybody.
All right.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's warranted or needed or anything like that. I'm just saying I don't think of him as a villain. I just think of him as somebody on the other side of the coin.
All right. So to your point, and I think this is where it gets interesting, because this is basically the whole movie is the trolley problem, where it's like, you know, you got a trolley and it's like you can switch the track, save 5 people but kill 1.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really what this movie comes down to. And if the purpose of a hero is to save life, you should not be looking at a way to mitigate the risk. It's a way to, you know, save life for the betterment of all. I think it's a exercise in good writing to make a villain that you empathize with and you can see how they would think that they are the hero, which is exactly what they do with Thanos and Killmonger. Right. I don't think that that does not make them heroes in their own mind, yes, but that does not make them heroes because they have a blatant disregard for life for some other group. Even though Thanos might think, like, yeah, if I wipe out half the universe, everything's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not really. I mean, is helping somebody by killing another really the definition of help? You know,
in whose eyes? In whose eyes?
Exactly.
I mean, that's the same thing we do when we go to war with other countries. We're killing other people just to make ourselves safe.
I mean, but
so I mean, are we villains or are we heroes?
It depends. You know.
I mean, come on.
There you go.
I mean,
that's the genius of Marvel is because they did it so well that we even have to have this conversation.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just that for me, in looking at a hero should be one who is actually trying to make everyone's life better, not looking how to either subjugate or get rid of the other side.
Well, that's not reality.
I mean, sure.
We're going by definition.
No, but that's not reality. Everybody's not going to be happy. Everybody's not going to fall in line. I mean, everybody's not going to do the right thing. So in order to bring order, you have to get rid of what's not in order.
Yeah, but all right. So then it leaves the question, who is the person who then says that they're out of order?
Unfortunately, the man with the power, the man with the 5 diamonds,
the
man with the gold.
Oh, sorry. It was something I was like, when I saw the Infinity Gauntlet, I was just thinking
just better be glad that Thanos wasn't racist. Because he was like, I want all black people gone. And just snap, we all gone. There wouldn't have been no part 2 to that. That just been in the movie. They don't care. Niggas gone. I like them, but shit, I'm glad they gone.
Damn it, Brian.
Fucking stupid, man. God damn it.
But I mean, what were you about to say, Rich? I'm sorry.
No. I don't really have anything else to say. It's who has the answer? Who actually is the one who makes that answer? Who makes that call?
Right. And it's a really slippery slope because you're describing Nazi Germany.
Think about it like this. That was the answer. That was the premise behind what do you call it? Civil War. Is remember Cap's whole thing was like he's like I mean we should be around and people have agendas and agendas change.
Right.
So if the duty is to help, then it should just be to help, not necessarily restricted.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
So I mean, it's like it's weird because the more like I was like, yeah, I'm Team Iron Man on this movie, and the more I like think about it, I'm like, man, that Cap's kind of right.
Right. Shit. I mean, fuck. I don't know. I'm just the anti-hero. I'd just be the anti-hero. I don't give a fuck.
I'd have been cool. It's like if I was in that situation, like let's say I was in Wakanda and all that shit was going on. I'd have been that guy standing off from both groups, kind of like in the middle.
And doing my own thing. Do your own thing.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, Kill, I know what you're saying, B, but we gotta kill all these motherfuckers. We gotta kill all these motherfuckers. Burn it down, B. I like Starbucks.
Wait a minute.
You can't make no cappuccino, brother.
Dude,
and then but then I'd have been like but then I'd have been like, T'Challa, I understand what you're saying, but all this, you right now, you Dr. King and Killmonger is Malcolm right now, and one of y'all got the wrong idea because it ain't working. But anyway, back to Civil War. We're gonna leave that part alone. We don't talk about Black Panther. I apologize.
Infinity War.
War.
No, I'm saying. Oh yeah. Well, Avengers. What did I say?
Civil War.
Civil War. I'm sorry.
War.
I'm just saying, genocide is wrong.
Okay.
He's
nobody's arguing. Nobody's arguing that.
You could say it in Spanish or English. I don't give a fuck. But I can't ride with Thanos at all. Thanos, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
I can't fuck with you.
He's not talking genocide.
But
he snapped his fingers, dude.
But it's half of everybody.
All right, so
half of white people, not half of black people. It's half of everybody.
All right, but
he wasn't being picky.
It doesn't. I think that's still genocide, motherfucker.
It still comes down to it's like you have a lottery, you have a 50-50 chance of it's like playing Russian roulette with two.
Right.
I mean, it's like you lie
to automatic.
Right.
Automatic.
Right.
So it's like he snapped his fingers. So right now it's you, Mr. Wendell, and fucking the richest and Trump chilling in the parking lot right now.
Man, I don't like them motherfuckers.
You don't like Arrested Development? Arrested Development?
Yeah, I don't fuck with them.
What about Diggable Planets? You think Arrested Development and Diggable Planets hung out? It was like the same group.
They look alike. All look like they.
I fuck with Ladybug though. Yeah. Wait, what?
Nothing.
Anyway. So
snap fingers. Half the people die. It doesn't matter race. It doesn't matter creed. It doesn't matter nothing. Half the people die. It's either genocide or mass murder. Somebody died. That's not a good thing.
Is it really murder though?
Yes,
is it really murder?
It is. It totally is. I mean, see,
think
about it. He was trying to save the world. There was a Star Trek episode that did that. Like, it's like one of those Star Trek episodes was even like the old school Star Trek was like, I think it's like in order to save 4,000, you had to kill 4,000. It's like, is it 1-to-1 exchange here? I mean, I get it, but no.
Right? Can we find a option C? Can we?
Yeah. I mean, and the only thing about the whole movie is that if you break it down, if you have the power to alter all things, why not just double the size of the universe? Problem solved. I mean,
but then you have to figure out how big the universe is, and
exactly,
it's not a small. It's infinity.
Yeah, exactly. But it's you got the Infinity Stone. So I mean, but of course it's one of those things where like, you know, if you think too much about a movie, it'll all break down. So it's like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man, but I still think, you know,
that was
Thanos is still a dick. I mean, just to change that fact.
When we go back, I'm going to take my kids to see it on Saturday. When he snapped his finger and he was in the fucking on the farm with his Hennessy, looking at the fucking sun, fucking dickhead. Half of his neck was. It seemed like it was burned, like it was getting ashy. Not how, you know what I'm saying.
You think like he was. I think something happened to him when he did it.
I think. I think,
like I said, the gauntlet broke.
Yeah, the gauntlet.
He might have lost something. He might have lost a piece of himself.
And that's what I'm thinking when they come back. When the movie comes back, he won't be able to use those stones because the gauntlet's broken and he can't harness the power. The whole point of the gauntlet was to control the stones. Right. He can't control the stones anymore.
Hey, shout out to Peter Dinklage. That shit was hilarious.
Yo.
Holy shit.
When he came up, I was like, wait a minute, is that Peter?
What are y'all talking about?
The gnome guy, the tall gnome.
Oh yeah, that confused the fuck out of me.
Yeah, that was Peter Dinklage.
I thought I was tripping.
I was like,
did he get his voice all deep, or that's how he sound? What was that?
No, that was his voice deep.
That's his voice. Yeah. Okay. Hey, what about like I tell you another surprise for that movie was when the Red Skull showed up.
Yo,
yeah, that did throw me off.
Yo,
that's why they say if you haven't. That's why they say if you haven't watched all of these movies,
you gotta
you can't go see Infinity Wars. What's it called?
Infinity War.
Infinity War. I'm sorry, I got lost because you'll be lost at some of the parts. So when Red Skull showed up, I immediately was like, "Holy shit!" That's what happened to him when he touched the stone.
Right. And that was not Hugo Weaving, by the way. That was another thing.
No, who the fuck was that? I don't know.
It was Ross Marquand was the person who did. I mean, I think he did a really good job.
Did Hugo turn down the part?
Yeah. He actually said like years ago, he's like he didn't want to come back because he's like I don't want to do this kind of movies no more.
Mr. Anderson,
you dumb motherfucker.
Welcome back.
He could have had some of $1 billion.
He did The Matrix and Lord of the Rings.
I was about to say, bro,
some more of $1 billion.
He's good.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. Money.
And he was in Transformers.
Oh shit!
Who was he in Transformers?
Megatron. He was in Megatron for the first 3 movies.
Oh, okay.
Nah, he's good.
Like I said, man, only there's only like 3 Transformer fans left because of the abuse. So
you stupid.
And they'll be going after Bumblebee come out. So
yeah.
But all in all, dope ass movie. The ending.
Great.
How'd you feel about the ending? How did you feel about that ending?
Man, you know what? Here's the thing about that ending. It's like I felt like it was necessary. And I'm glad to see that Marvel realized that they actually had to do something like that. But the problem is that I feel like it's the not studio, but it's like money wrote that ending because let's say, for example, it would have been a different response if it was the original Avengers cast that all faded to dust. But since it's all the new people, it's like...
Yeah, I did notice that.
It's like, okay. Because think about it. It's everybody from the original team. You got Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow that are still around. Hawkeye, they didn't show, which I was surprised, but they didn't show.
Somebody said something about where's Hawkeye. I think he's doing an independent movie too.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, Hawkeye. So Hawkeye wasn't there, but if everybody else from the main crew is there, I'm pretty sure he is too. Because, and also, I'm just gonna be honest, they're not gonna kill Hawkeye because everybody's like, oh, he's just the Avenger nobody cares about anyway. So like him being gone wouldn't really do anything.
The Arrow. I mean, what's the point? I don't understand why he. Anyway,
so I mean, it's like
if you're watching this, I love you.
Yeah, I think it's like it's one of those things where I appreciate what they did, but I ultimately think that it's gonna fall flat because everybody's coming back. Like all those characters are coming back.
Mm-hmm. If they had killed the people who they were hinting at and then kind of left it alone. Like if they got rid of Captain America and Tony and then got rid of some other no-name characters, I'm like, holy shit, this is it.
Right. Yeah. I think they should have like taken like one of them probably could have been taken out. Like if Captain America or Bruce Banner would have just disappeared and been like, oh, okay. Didn't see that coming.
Right.
Yeah. But they can't take Bruce because we got to figure out what the hell happened to Hulk.
Right.
So
I agree.
He got at least 3 more movies.
Yeah. One real quick thing that I wish, I wouldn't say it's wrong, but I wish Bucky would have had a bigger role because he's been absent and he got his arm back and then
never was a fan of the whole Winter Soldier thing.
Man, Winter Soldier.
That movie was.
Yeah, I'm about to say though, like that movie was what Captain America 1 should have been. Because I'm not really a fan of the first movie.
No.
But yeah, that second movie was the truth. I was like, oh, Marvel did something serious. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they did that shit. But it's hard to have a lot of criticism on this movie. CGI was off the chain except for that one part.
Yeah, as far as somebody who respects the craft or respects Marvel and the way character development works, it's hard not to like this movie. You're gonna have those people that say, "Oh, I don't like it because so and so and so," because it's dumb reasons. So I don't pay him any attention. I do want to know how. Well, I guess no. Yeah, how did Bruce Banner get out that wall?
Good question.
Man, I don't know.
The digital effects team was just like, whatever.
Yeah, because he was like, at one point he's like this in a mountain, and the other thing he's like,
I guess the mountain faded to dust instead of him.
I guess he got rid of half of the mountains too.
Yeah.
So all in all, movie was dope. I was entertained. I liked it. It took me for a whirlwind. Made kids cry. Marvel, I just want you to know, you had kids crying in the movie theater. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Whatever that, man. Because if they were around during '86 and they saw Optimus Prime.
Oh, yeah, but
I was about to say, I think that's still probably one of the hardest cartoon deaths I've ever seen.
Please, did you not see All Dogs Go to Heaven when Charlie died, bro?
But the rest of the movie though, it's like
was sad.
It's sad, but Optimus Prime was like dead and he was gone. Like you never saw him again.
Yeah.
Bro, have you ever seen the Velveteen Rabbit? That shit was sad.
What? I don't know what the fuck that is.
Bro, have you ever seen the end of the Dark Crystal?
No one cares.
Dude,
ever need me. If you ever need anything. No, that was the Labyrinth. I'm sorry, not the
That was Labyrinth, man.
Yo, speaking of which, did y'all see
movies.
the preview that they're gonna show that again in the theaters? Did they show that?
But the Labyrinth?
Yeah, they didn't show that with
No.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's one of those
Regal
Fathom
Cinemas.
tickets thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna cry when he say, "If you ever need anything."
Oh my god.
Oh man. So yeah, it was a dope movie. I'm happy. I still had to pay like $40 to see that shit.
$40 to see what?
Almost 40. I had to pay $36 to see that movie.
Why?
Yeah.
How?
Why?
It was it 36? No, it was 20. I think it was like 26. It was like 13.
Dude, are you adding or what is wrong?
I don't know. It was a lot. Shit.
Carry the one.
Leave me alone.
You gotta.
It's late.
You don't carry the one. Don't multiply the one.
Leave,
or
Sosa.
2 or whatever.
Hey, Sosa, leave. And if you ever need anything,
Fuck out of here, man.
all right. So all in all, Marvel movie was dope. Was there anything else y'all wanted to hit on? Anything else we needed to talk about tonight?
I can't.
Oh yeah, we
talk about Kanye.
Shit. Yeah, we can talk about that piece of shit.
What?
Kanye West?
We gotta talk about.
We'll be up for another 3 hours.
No, because next week it'll be something else. But what that nigga said,
On the last podcast, it was a Monday night. I said, "Fuck him, fuck Kanye."
Said that like every
fuck
day this week.
The next day, he proves why I said, "Fuck him."
Yo,
the next day, he heard me and say, "You know what? Let me prove Sosa right."
Yo, when I was watching the movie today, my phone and my watch started blowing up, and everybody like, "You see what Kanye West said? You see what Kanye West said?" And I'm looking, I'm like, "What the fuck? I can't even focus right now."
I posted it in our little group chat, but
he kept going. It's like watching a train wreck.
Here's my feelings about what's going on with Kanye.
Yep.
I think the man is depressed because he lost his parents. There was never anybody there to say it's going to be okay, or anybody there to care for him. I don't know what the deal is with him and his brother. So what happens is once you're in that state for so long, you start to lose it, and he's lost it. It's done.
Y'all need to, not to cut you off, listen to the T.I. interview on Hot 97 that came out.
Okay.
He talked to Kanye a lot, and then they have that song that came out. He's talked to Kanye a lot lately. It gives you a little bit more insight on Kanye.
Because I'm almost right? He's losing his shit because he's grieving.
To a certain extent, T.I. feels that Kanye has because he's a savant and weird, he doesn't know how to express his thoughts, because he said he'll be listening to Kanye as this collection of thoughts go through. It's like, I get it, but then when Kanye addresses to us, it's like a one sentence thing. You're like, Kanye, that's not gonna go over very well.
That's not what you told me
3
minutes ago.
Pretty much.
You can't say what you said just now.
How do you translate from idiot to English?
Oh God.
Slavery is a choice.
No. Now that interview was done before that occurred, so I don't know what he would say to that. But you make a great point. There is no way to do that.
I can't even take up for him.
Dude, you could be autistic, have Tourette's and Parkinson's, and still not say shit like that. What the fuck, man?
Slavery was a choice.
What the fuck, yo? That's some shit they say.
Yo, shout out to Van Lathan, who read him his rights about the shit he's been spewing lately.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, right.
He read it to him. Like, what you said is just like dismisses the 400 years of stuff we got to go through.
Dude.
But I told y'all this a long time ago when we were talking about what's going on with stuff like this. I said they're looking for a black leader to spew what they need him to spew in order for us to fall in line and follow him.
I think
Richard said earlier, we're not a hive mentality.
Yeah, I think that is the core thing about.
We're not monolithic, is what I can hear.
Yeah, it's like we are not one group. Like my, and I think that's the thing that gets misconstrued, is that my black experience is different from your black experience, different from the next person's black experience. I mean, think about even when we were at Carolina, there were some people who were from the trap. There were people who had silver spoons in their mouth, and they were all the same shade of brown. So I mean, it behooves me to see whenever like people like Kanye come out and they say something, and it's like I get into with people about this all the time. It's like, I hope you understand. It's like, yeah, Kanye might have an opinion and may say whatever he wants, but let's just face it. It's like he is in a different place, intellectually, spiritually, has different experiences than I am. He's still a human being who has been on this earth for 40 years and has had different things happen to him that I don't know and got him to that point. That does not necessarily mean that because we just happen to have the same potential chemical concentration of melanin in our skin that we exactly think the same way. I think that there are some shared things socially that do happen to black people that are unique. But that does not necessarily mean that you put one black person up there as a token. It's like, oh, let's see, because he said it, that means he's all of y'all. Nope, that is not the case. And I get tired of that.
And you see on Facebook, they be like, oh, I love him now. Bitch, where were you last year? Or where were you when he said Bush don't like black people?
You
didn't like him then, though.
Oh no! When he said that, that was when it was artists need to shut up and stop talking about politics.
I even made a post about that. It was like, where's Laura Ingraham now? Like, when is she going to say something about like if an artist, if entertainer needs to keep their mouth shut on politics when it goes against your statement, then it needs to be the same way on the other side of it.
I mean,
That's why I'm telling you. That's what
They
doing.
keep looking.
Oh wow.
You're saying they keep looking for anybody, entertainer, politician, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They must not be hearing the criticism because when Steve Harvey did that shit, he got roasted.
Mm-hmm.
They have to, I mean, somebody has to realize, like you said, this is not a hive mentality. I don't understand what more has to happen.
Take away their money.
Nobody give a fuck about Stacey Dash no more.
Well, see, because
we got her. Fuck out.
let's be honest though, we're not paying Stacey. Stacey ain't getting no money from us. And look at and I'll be honest, if we take that away from Kanye, his relevance will then die.
Stacey's a hypocrite.
I just said that shit. Yo, I swear I said that shit today. What? Stop. They're going to get a platform to talk regardless because of Fox News and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
That doesn't mean we have to listen to them or even acknowledge them.
Right.
Once that stops, that's a wrap.
Mm-hmm. The relevance becomes nothing.
Everything is done for a rise. And once the rise happens, then you have something to point at. If we're quiet and we're not doing anything, they don't have anything to look at or aim at. They don't have an aim. They don't have a target. But as long as we're sitting here raising our hands and screaming and yelling and bullshitting, they always got a target. Now, that don't mean I'm going to let somebody call me a nigga and me not to, yoke them because it's going to happen. But I'm just saying, as far as the outlets, as far as the media outlets go, you don't have to acknowledge that shit.
I agree. Fuck you. And okay, let's go. Move on.
Well, anybody listen to his new album though?
No.
Nah.
I'm a big fan. It's a no for me as well.
No.
And I hate that Nas is connected to him right now because I wanted to listen to that album.
And Nas sitting there like, oh man, what did I do?
Well, what's funny is that I wonder if that project could even come out. Because Nas go ahead, right. No, go ahead, because Nas Nas might be like, nah, man, this ain't the right time for this.
But that's the thing. So, if it's not under Nas's control, that album's coming out. If Nas signed a contract with Yeezy to produce a 12 piece album, that album's coming out whether Nas wanted to or not.
So I got a proposal. If it does come out, hey, Nas, shout out. Got love for you. Much love. But I'm gonna bootleg the shit out of that. I'll PayPal you the money, but it's going straight to you.
I just want to make sure you get the money.
Right. I'm not streaming shit. I ain't gonna bootleg the fuck out of that.
Oh man, that's sad.
Where do you get bootleg CDs and shit like that anymore?
Brown River, my dog.
Barbershop?
I don't go there.
On the Brown River. Right. They still got that. Right. They still got a sign that say mixtape spelled wrong on the side of the road.
Got a Z on the end.
Oh shit!
Got 4 X's in mixtape.
Wait a minute, what kind of mixtape is that? That shit is porn.
Show you a little bit of Vanessa Blue.
Oh man, what? Oh my god! Whoa, yeah, name drop.
Hey, end of the podcast tonight. Y'all had fun.
Wait, we're done. Oh
yeah, how did you? No, you didn't like that.
The one chick who did the correspondence dinner, I just want to touch that real quick.
Touch that.
No, not really like that. She had some bright spots. I can't say that she was all the way funny. She did some good shit.
She was bold. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Like I said, my thing is I can't watch people squirm. I know Sanders and Trump, they're all evil people. And I would love nothing better than to see stuff like that. I just can't personally watch it because it's painful to me. It makes me feel bad.
Go back and watch the Seth Meyers one from like 2007 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
To when he was getting on Trump. Now that's gold.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't seen
Trump
that.
Trump was pissed.
Oh, I did see that one. Yeah.
It's so good to watch now. It was so good to watch now.
Anyway, she's got a show coming on Netflix, and it was a pretty good setup. Right. She set it up. All right, now give me my show.
Hey, you should have heard you should have heard that side of the radio talking about it. They were like, yeah, and she went on and blah blah blah. And she said all this stuff about Sanders and Trump, and it was just wrong. It was just wrong. And she has a Netflix. She has a Netflix show coming out. I'm not watching it.
So that's just hypocrisy right there.
So
man,
funny.
I think that's been my issue with it because like people will post about it and they're like, it's so wrong that she said this about Sarah Huckabee, and I'm like, at least I will give her this credit. She said it to her face.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah was right there on that stage.
Mm-hmm.
With that
Storming. It was so painful. I couldn't watch it.
I'm with you, Brian, because I will say that there is a level of like when you go from being funny to just straight up mean. Like it reminds me of y'all remember when Ann Coulter had that roast a while back?
No.
Yeah.
And I mean
vaguely.
Yeah, and I mean, because I don't even think it was even her roast. I think it was like they were roasting somebody else, and then they just went all in on her. And there is a point where it's like, man, come on, like y'all are going way too far in now. And I think she approached that point, but I'll be honest, man. Even after watching, I was like, this is it. Oh, come on, man. Like it ain't that bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is a difference.
No, the tweets
I enjoyed it.
Pretty interesting. Everybody's like, this is so disgusting, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I have seen y'all say worse about Obama.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
literally
man.
You, not even that side, but like you who just tweeted that said worse about Obama.
Yeah, like specifically, you
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, I ain't got shit else to say.
So if you haven't gone to see Infinity Wars, if you watch this, you shouldn't have, but still go see the movie.
God damn it.
Again, we are on several different platforms now. Like I said,
everything.
We do live. We go live on YouTube on usually Monday nights. We did Tuesday night just tonight, just because. And then
just for me,
go from we go from live video on YouTube to SoundCloud with audio. From SoundCloud, we are automatically loaded onto iTunes and Google Play. So if you do want to catch up with us, we are on 4 different platforms. Just search The Company Podcast. On iTunes, is it just Company Podcast or The Company?
On iTunes, you can search The Company Podcast. It'll pop up. On Google Play Music, you have to search Company and look for podcasts. Why? I don't know. I might email them to find out why you can't search it that way to find our podcast.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, you got 4 different ways to check us out. I will post the links on my social medias as far as my Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So you guys can just click the links and join us and, listen to what we've done in the past. I think this is like our 12th episode.
Yeah,
it is our 12th.
Hey,
yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep doing this because it's getting more fun.
More fun.
All right. So if all hearts and minds are clear, we're gonna end this podcast. Everybody, anybody want to say anything?
Oh, man, I'm good.
Don't hold nothing against me.
The Cavs squeaked into the second round of the playoffs. Fuck boys.
The who?
Who did?
The Cavs squeaked into the second round of the playoffs. That's it. You don't
No,
remember
they
barely
played
won?
tonight. They played
Yeah,
the
they
Raptors.
barely got in.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Just hate.
Yeah.
Oh well.
They just fuck them.
All right, y'all. We're gonna see y'all next week. Until then, y'all. Thank you for keeping us company. Ha ha. Said it.